watch your clothes. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Sure she can. Enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. But watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Sure she can. Enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Sure she can. Enter my world, watch your clothes. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
And we're live. Wait, there's the music. Boom. Hello, everybody. This is Shoshi from Shoshi's Magnificent Mini. And hopefully everybody can hear and see me. So it is Friday, and I'm so excited. We are finishing up the Aries night from Kingdom Death and doing non-metallic metal. And so I'm hoping that you guys are all excited to join me. I'm really going to try to get this guy done. And also, I want you to take a look. See that little number down there? 2,992. That means that we are only 8 people away. And you can tell I'm really hyper right now. We're only 8 people away from our 3,000 goal, which means we're going to have a party giveaway. I want to show you what I want to give away. We're gonna paint it on stream and give it away overhead. There we go. This is an actual confrontation mini. Look how beautiful he is. And these are out of print. Well, at least this one is. His name is Onyx. I think that's the name we put on it. I'm not 100% sure if that's his actual name. But look at how gorgeous. We're gonna be painting this. Oh, Genuine! Thank you so much for the host. By the way, guys, give Genuine Vision a follow. Awesome painter and streamer. Yay. I want to say hi to some folks in chat because I see you guys. I love it when you guys post in chat before I go live because I love talking to you guys and seeing who's up there. Art of Mike Disney. Give him a follow too. Awesome guy. And I just was watching the intro to Flickster's stream recently, and he has a clip of Art of Mike Disney, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's the one where he's like leaning back, full beard, hat, glasses, and he's just like, Gex. I was dying. You don't get to see me because I didn't have my right camera on there. Sorry. But anyway, Mike Disney is hilarious. Love him. Yay. Good morning, Genuine. And Lamoon is here as well. Thank you so much. And we had an awesome tip in the tip jar right before I went live from Talagar777. Draco80 is in chat. Good morning. Or good morning. It's afternoon over here. Genuine's got me all confused. Yes. So, you guys excited to see? Let's take a look at what I've got here. We're going to do overhead again. There we go. So I finally found one of these foam floral, it's like a floral sponge that you put in your flowers. And we've got a good amount. Look at, this is Aries Night. How beautiful. I went ahead and I glued on his arm and his shield. So you can see that whole part is finished. We've got this arm. We've got the sword hand right here to paint. And then we've got 1.5, I'm not sure what these are called, but like they go on his sides, like covering up this area right, let me get it on camera, right here. So like for instance, this one, go right there. I don't know what to call them now. And then, oh, the cape. The cape is over here. Let me grab it. Hold on. Ah! I'm tripping on my mic wire. Nixton Minis, hello. This is the cape. The cape is not done, but it's got a good progress on it. I just did some wet blending earlier. So, oops. So it's going to be exciting when he's done. I want to do a little freehand on these and just show you guys, you know, how I would do that. Aries, aw, Nixon Minis just subscribed. First subscriber of the day. Thank you so much, Nick. Get all the little, that's the only bad thing about these floral foam things is they kind of erode all over your desk. Here we go. 13 months. Oh my gosh, over a year. I just want to say, let's give Nixon some hype. That is dedication. Let me see here if I can do that. Exclamation point, hype. Do. There we go. Yes. Love, love, love. New subscribers. I always like to write these down. Nixon Minis. Nixon Minis has started streaming recently also. And Elixir, thank you so much for the host. How are you? Again, another streamer. We've just got all kinds of awesome streamers in here right now. Give Flickster a follow if you haven't already. We've been helping each other out for quite a long time, and we've been, oh no, I just found something. Okay, no, that's good. For a second, I thought this goes on this side, so it's not gonna, okay. So as you can see, I painted most of him already. I didn't do the back of his legs because for the most part, if these cover up, there's not gonna be a lot of light reflecting. I'm not even gonna be seeing that. So I'm not gonna waste a lot of time painting those. So I'll set this part right here so you guys can look at him a little bit. Well, let's see if I can do it sideways like this. Nope, not gonna let me. Aha. Da-da. That'll be there for like 1 minute while I proceed to strip on everything else. Okay, we've got this arm. Let's get this arm done. Before I show you guys, I have a show and tell to show you. One more thing. I'm going to be painting this later on. I just got this in the mail. It's from Neko Galaxy, sculpted by Thomas Lishman. Characters design and illustration by Daria Lenova. And I just got this. Look at how cool she is. She's a bust. She's very anime styled. She's like this nun cleric type character. And yeah, I'm excited about painting her. And I am 99.99% sure that I will probably be doing some sort of giveaway with this bust, because I got her and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize how religious she was. And I happen to be Jewish, so it's just not something I really identify with. Got lots of crosses. But I know someone out there will love her to pieces. So I'm going to probably paint her up special for you guys and do a giveaway for the channel. So what do you think of that? You like that? Because she is really cool. I did want to paint her. I just don't know if I want to keep her, right? So, awesomeness. That is the newest thing there. Yay, more stuff on the desk. All right. Let's see. So we're going to paint this the same as we did the rest of the, we started out with our glaze of our Arbuckles Brown. Arbuckles Brown right here, Fantasy and Games scale color. If you watched part 1 and part 2, you saw how I did all that. We had some shadow color of Corporeal Shadow, right? And then we had highlights of Blood Red by scale color, and then higher highlights of pale skin and light skin, depending on, you know, how bright or light I wanted it. And then a tiny amount of high key yellow in some places. And then on the arm right here, we've got, actually probably gonna need to use some more. We've got Field Gray and Undead Flesh and a little bit of Merm Green. And then this was the highlight color, the high key yellow for the green as well. Joan of Arc, yeah, I don't know. Let's look at her again. I wouldn't say Joan of Arc. She feels more like a nun. Maybe she is Joan of Arc-esque. The black armor, I've always felt like Joan was like more silver armor and stuff. This is like pretty dark. I'm gonna do this right, very close to the concept art. Yeah, I love her face. She's so anime. Maybe she is like an anime Joan of Arc. What's her name? Her name, does I have a name? It has a name. It's like, and of course I don't have any of the artwork or anything handy. Wait, here it is. Lydia. Yep, collaboration with Daria Lenova. And this is, okay, so here's the other really cool thing about this model. There are only 120 in existence. So if you get her, she'll be not only one of 120, but she will be an original Shoshi's Mini, 1/10. That's pretty cool. So she'll be an original Shoshi's Mini as well. And so that I hope that raises the value. I don't know. Lydia, yes. Yes, we're gonna paint all the things. All right, I'm gonna get busy now. So, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm looking at this, is go in here with my Blood Red and give it a good shake and put it on my wet palette with my Red Grass Games Stay Wet palette. Mjukenator, is that how I say that? Mjukenator, I think. Thank you so much for following. And Lumus is like, can I win her, please? You can definitely enter. Just make sure that you're there the day we give her away. Mjukein. OR. Thank you so much. We're getting closer. Lydia, oh Lydia, the tattooed lady. Oh yeah, I remember that song. Is that an Irish song or is that just a folk song? It sounds really familiar. Okay, I'm gonna go in here with my reds. Anywhere I'm seeing the light aspect of the primer showing through is where I'm gonna drag some of this blood red over it. Fill it in. It's not quite a glaze because it is kind of opaque actually. I'm gonna take glasses off so I can see what I'm doing while I paint this. All these little spotted areas where the glaze kind of, basically what happened is I primed it with the black and then I went over it with the white, and the white speckled a little bit, so we've got sort of a mottled texture looking thing because the glaze only covers, well, it covers the dark areas a little better, right? I'm missing a horn here, which I'm gonna go ahead and probably get some green stuff before I finish and sculpt that in. I completely lost it. I'm making sure to put the heaviest paint closest to that edge. So what has everybody got planned for the weekend? Any painting? Any outdoors activities? Anything fun? I want to play some Kingdom Death this weekend. I also want to do some more fishing. I think we're going to fish tonight. We have a pond in our subdivision, and anybody in the subdivision can fish there without a license. And so I've been getting really into it. My grandfather left me a whole bunch of fishing rods and tackle, and so I've been kind of keeping his memory alive by fishing with some of his gear. All right, glasses back on. Chat slow. Turtle Creation says only 7 more followers. I know, I'm so excited. Yay. A song from one of the Marx Brothers movies. Ah, Grelix. You would have said hello sooner, but you were trapped working at your desk on calls. Okay, that's okay, Grelix. Model Railways. Hey, Dragon Knight Adam. Grelix says, I'm working on non-metallic metal on my Kingdom That Scorn Knight that you posted on your Facebook page. Got to do some basing work and a ton of priming. Slow Turtle Creation says, I'll be repainting some Vault Boy bobbleheads to look like Jokers. Oh, that'll be interesting. I like it. I'll drop my paper towel. Okay. So look at this again. So see it's we're building up the color, but I'm losing some of my red. So I need to compare this with my other arm. Yeah, I missed out some highlights over here too. This is the arm that is going to be furthest away from the light. So lighting is going to be a little trickier. In fact, I may actually glue this on him before it's too late. Do you remember when I did this? I actually cut a little hole in the wood so that I wouldn't lose this little outie bit, and I put it on there. And so these actually, there's like a little bump right here too, so that you can tell, take glasses off, just where to put this, I think. Goes like that. Aw, look at this. Voden 1980, thank you for the follow. 1980. That was a good year. That was the year I started playing D&D for the first time and probably cemented my future in nerdness for eternity. There we go. So that looks right because that gives us the least amount of gap, like that. You see how his arm's raised a little bit because he's holding his shield? I think that's going to be right. And then this arm would be, yes, like that. Okay, we're going to do it. Do it like that. Blue. Dragon Knight Adams practicing some airbrushing. I actually just packaged up all my main airbrushes today to send out to Badger because I managed to gunk them up something fierce, and I don't know what I did, but they don't work like they used to. And I have cleaned them, and I have done needle juice, and I have done everything. Sonic cleaners. Hey, Clannon, thank you for the tier 3 sub. Oh my gosh, 8 months in a row. And I want to remind you, Clannon One, that if you are interested in the tier 3, we do video coaching for anybody who subs at the tier 3 level. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And so if you want that, all you have to do is message me, Whisper, or on Facebook, either one, and set that up, because I love doing those video coachings, and not very many people have been taking advantage of them, which is totally fine. It's awesome that you support me no matter what, but I want to make sure that you guys are aware that you have that coaching available to you if you want it. Yay! How much does Badger doesn't charge anything. That's what's so awesome about them if you live in the US. So if you live in the US, they have like a parts warranty that's like lifetime, and you just send your stuff in, and most of the time, I think you send in like a check for the amount that you need to ship it back, and they will, no questions asked, they'll fix it up for you. If it needs a new coat of, sometimes if you soak it too long in like simple green, the plating will like get edged off, but they'll fix that. They'll even fix that. All right, I need some of this stuff. This is my Insta set, so that way I can paint on here without worrying about getting any super glue on my brush. There we go, back here too. I like to do that just in case. Yes, hype for Clannon. Thank you. All right, so that's gonna look so cool. I just am so excited about this character. Yeah. I did ask people to tell me what they're doing. I guess I didn't realize that would open that door. I would take responsibility for that. So just, I guess you can ask me next time, I guess. So weird. All right. Felix says my Badger Sotar 2020 is awesome. I haven't gunked it up yet, but I've got cheapo ones that you use for priming, etc. Yeah, I gunked up everything. I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. I think what happened mainly was when we moved over here, the climate in this basement was so much drier than I'm used to, and I honestly think just stuff got dried up in the airbrush and didn't get cleaned out. So I'm just building up a layer here. I'm gonna go back. I think we're gonna do all our edges with this red. I want to make sure all these edges are red, and then we'll go back and pick out our shadows with the corporeal shadow and with the other one, the Arbuckle's brown. So let's see. What else? Did everybody have a good 4th of July? I know that Well, everybody who was in the U.S. anyway. I guess you could still have a good 4th of July and not live in the U.S., right? I'm going to make sure to get a little bit of this. I don't know why over here it's a little bit shiny, and I'm not sure how it got that way. Shiny. Oh, you know what? I bet it's from the from that Instaset. Dragon Knight Adam says I have an extractor precariously set up on my desk. Oh, an endless. Trying to give yours away. Oh, that's awesome! Yes, Clannon, I painted the gut rot spoon for him. How is that going? I know you. I got a hold of you finally and was able to make sure that you enjoyed him, and I'm glad that you did. He was really fun to paint. You know, I have to say, of almost all of GW's stuff, Nurgle, any kind of Nurgle is a blast to paint. They're so creative. A lot of little details on this shoulder I'm trying to capture. Okay. All right, so there we got that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and imagine that the light's coming from this side. So I need to go back with my Arbuckle's Brown because there's a lot of reds that still need to be painted there. Arbuckle's Brown is thinner than the Blood Red because it's the fantasy set. So all this under here is going to be that Blood Red color. There we go. Felix says, make sure to take advantage of that then, because I'm a klutz and they definitely got mine up. Yeah. Cleaning and assembling some minis. Yeah, so Irene, all you have to do is, like I said, send a check to Badger and up to 3 airbrushes. And it says on their website exactly how to do everything. And your name and address and everything, and email so they can contact you. If they need to replace anything, they said they'll contact me. I'm getting another follower. Genuine just subscribed. 12 months, it's a year. Yay, Genuine. That's my little heart. Let's give some height. Thank you so much. Lol at the alert. What happened to the alert? Oh, did it show the Korean? That's so cool. Hey, Von Grunk. It has been a while. How are you? I'm so glad you could make it to our stream. We're painting Kingdom Death, Ares Knight. He's definitely... Is anybody in the chat an Ares? The whole lore behind this cracks me up. How he's like... He gets in fights a lot. He's very feisty. The whole idea behind his armor is that he fights so much that all of his armor is just the wounds, the previous wounds from his battles, and that it just hardens up more and more. And eventually he has like an expiration because after so many battles, the armor is tightening and tightening and tightening, and it just kind of squeezes him to death. It's really gruesome. But yeah, I like this. I love the knights from Kingdom Death. So, oh, I want to show you something else, guys. Hang on, let me grab it. I'm going to take my mic off for 1 second. Okay, check this out. You guys, you know I love the knights, but look what I built last night. Oh, Super Sarah, thank you for the subscribe. Let me write that down before I forget. 5 minutes in a row. You guys are so great. Sarah. 1313. You go right there. Mad love. All right, I'm going to show you. This is what I'm going to be painting at some point. Look at this guy. This is the Cyclops Knight. He's not nearly as big as Ares. Look at the size difference. Ares is humongous. I think this one is regular, maybe 30 millimeter, and this one is 54. The question is I don't know if this is his actual game size, or is he just a bigger mini, or what? But yes, this is Cyclops Knight, and he's got this pretty dang cool sword, which I need to figure out how I'm gonna glue on here. Can't decide. I think I want to do it like this, or maybe have it leaning up against one of these things. There, just like that. Oh, it fell out. Ta-da. Let's do it like this. It's like I need to give him a guitar is what I need. He's so metal. Please call it a subscription, Shoshi. Subscribe in past tense. What did I say? Well, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for the subscription. I have been corrected. All right. I will remember. I have no idea what these things on the edge of his cloak are. Some kind of like weird cloak teeth. I don't know. It could, for all I know, they could be anything with the Queen of Death. Something obscene, probably. But he's got eyeballs on his boots. It could be eyeballs. I bet you that's what they are. Because it makes sense. He's got a giant eyeball right here, and then this weird chin mouth thing. And then he's got mouths, like alien Geiger type mouths on his epaulets. Is that how I say that? Got a little face on his belly. And another little face. All kinds of faces. He's just cool as hell. I know a lot of people didn't like him, but I'm completely inspired. And then he's got, of course, this awesome face with all these people on it. Love it. Hey, Miss Half Damage. He's so metal. There we go. All right. Got that set aside. Let's see. What were we gonna do? We're gonna paint some more of this. I need to get my Arbuckles brown over here. And I think I'm trying to see. Yeah, this is all gonna be painted right here as well. There's a lot of spots that need base coating because maybe I didn't know what I was doing here. He's got some straps. And he's got little Aries marks on his wrists too. That's cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and face that whole piece with the Arbuckles brown and let the dark of the primer show through. And then again, go back over all the spots that were lighter than the rest. And glaze, well, I don't know if I call this glaze, but it's something. It's just go over that with the red. A little bit of web blending. I guess that's web blending. So, you guys I haven't said it before. I'm going to be at a Gen Con and a Nova Open in Virginia. I want to make sure that everybody knows about that. I need to be doing a little bit more marketing as far as my appearances at Nova. I need to put up some little placards that say that I'm going to be there on my website or on my Facebook page. Okay, now here. Think about where the light's going to be. I'm looking at where the light is actually reflecting in actuality, the direction that I'm holding it, and that's the same spot. I'm going to concentrate my highlights with this red. And of course, always paint your edges. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna look at chat. I don't want to get too carried away. That's better. Edge, edge, edge. Whew. How you doing, Miss Half Damage? Where's this dude from? This Bancy Pants, that's the best name. This is from Kingdom Death, and you can go. You could actually. He's one of 250, I think. So he's a limited model that they already sold out of. It's very difficult to get now, but they always reprint Encores. So we're just kind of waiting to see when that's going to happen. I see that? Made that. Intensify the red here. Wherever the light's going to be, I'm going to make the light much brighter here. I'm imagining, okay, so imagine light. Light's going to hit right here, follow down here. And I'm sketching where the light would actually go. If this is a cylinder has, look at, this is a cylinder. Do you guys see how, when we get the reflection is straight down, when we hit a spot where the light stops, it kind of shoots off to the sides, and then it, you know, it's kind of busy up here because there's lots of places where the light is bouncing around. The light is generally in that same spot. So that's the same technique that I'm following here. Is I'm imagining my brush is the light. My brush is the light. And that's where I'm going to concentrate my reds. The rest can stay pretty dark. That way I keep my contrast. This is going to be metal up here. Metal! Good, I'm good, Miss Half Damage. Grenler! I saw you, Grenler. By the way, guys, give Grenler a follow. It's been a while. How are you? We're painting the Aries Knight from Kingdom Death, Grenler. He does not have any inappropriate anatomy, thank goodness, like many of the Kingdom Death figures do. I can't remember. I was painting the Flower Witch. You guys remember that? And I cannot recall anything in that being inappropriate, but for whatever reason, YouTube flagged that video as it's not a suitable for some advertisers, which I thought was really odd. All right, let's get the blue because we need a little bit cooler shadows to read as black. So the blue and the red, we've talked about this before, mix a little bit together, make a deep dark purple, but it reads as black. Yes, I saw you. Sometimes, like, I'll be working and I won't see you in chat, and then you'll get the chance to complain that I didn't say hi to you, and you'll be like, Shoshi ignores me, you know, Shoeshine. By the way, you haven't called me Shoeshine in forever. I don't know what happened. Valthorn says, well, you got no audio or video? Oh, it's on your phone. I'm sorry, Valthorn. I think that might be, yeah, definitely probably how you're watching it thing. Getting all my good shadows in. Ooh, see how much darker it's got right now? Like that. And I'm gonna go back in here. All of these little ridges that might have gotten missed. Now I have to remember, like, this whole side is pretty dark compared to the other side, so I can go heavier. All my shadows. I think that Aries symbol, that's going to be metal. And then this, see, that's going to be darker. I do ignore you, me flicking Jan. Look at that face. I need an emote like that. I don't mean to ignore you. I didn't ignore you today, okay? That's the good thing. Mad love to Grenler. Grenler and Flickster and Jan were all some of the first artists that I ever watched on Twitch. Very much enjoyed, and they took me in to the mini painting community. Grenler has a server called Brush Lickers. No, sorry, wrong one. It's what the heck? What happened? Did I press a button? So sorry. So, I'm glad somebody alerted me. Thank you. I must have hit it with my elbow. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, the Be Right Back button is on the same one. Wow. These guys need constant reinsurance. Yes, I mostly use scale paints. At least on this particular, I've got some Reaper and what else? We also used some Game Color for the metals. Game Color. So, but this particular model is Scale 75. They are one of our sponsors, so we like to use them as much as possible. Plus, I've been getting really amazing results from them lately too. All right, see that? I'm noticing how pink a lot of his armor is right here. It doesn't bug me a ton, but I'm gonna finish this all before I decide if I want to keep it or not. But I think I like it. Seems like it's got good contrast. You can always add a little bit more red and kill some of the pink. Enduro Joe went to Ace Hardware for unrelated hobby stuff, and they now sell Bondic. Stuff works great. Thanks for the recommendation. Awesome. Yes, it was a complete game changer for me as well, so I'm happy to share that. Next highlight. I think I'm going to do this right here, this light skin first, and then we'll put the pale skin as a secondary highlight. The pink goes with the heels. It does. That's true. It does. I mean, it looks great on camera. He's a little bit lighter than that in real life, but that's probably because my light is washing him out a little bit. Good. All right, got that one. I'm thinning this out because it's pretty thick and opaque. Now, again, think about where the light is. I'm gonna start right here because I feel like, and sometimes it helps to squint where you want highlights and to kind of see. I'm just over brushing it just a little bit. Right here. So I'm going to totally steal this from another streamer. I was watching Houndstooth Miniatures last night, and he brought up the topic of what's the best underrated game, like board game, that you like. That's really bright, but that's okay. I'm gonna paint the edge in here. Get the edge, get the edge. Now, again, I'm gonna go straight down the middle there. And I'm sketching it, so it doesn't need to be 100% blendy. You guys see how I did this line work on his foot? I'm gonna do the same thing on this part right here. Same thing here. Needs to be thinner. All right, so there we got our reflections in. Now we just have to go back in, paint my edges again. Now, if I'm in the back, same thing. Where is my light? My light source is coming from this side now. Ooh, did we get another follower? Jamie Cook 91. Thank you so much. Write this down. Woohoo! There you are. Thank you, Jamie. I like to teach too, so if you like to, if you paint yourself and you want to learn some stuff, this is a good channel to get some info from, because I'm happy to share all my knowledge. In fact, that's really the biggest reason why I'm on Twitch, is there's so many people these days who have walls on Patreons and paywalls on YouTube and paywalls, even on Twitch in a sense. But I'm here to just give out some information to you guys, because I don't think that a lot of this stuff doesn't. I mean, I definitely love the support, but I'm not here to get money for sure. All right, so think about. This is what we did on this side. The light followed his arm. Now it is following from this end. So if I were Sun, I would be bouncing, 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 bouncing. You like my nails? They kind of match my stream. They have little octagons of pink on them. Jokes aside, you guys are so busy, tend to miss old man Grant. Aw, I'll come and see you more, Grant. It has been busy this summer. Honestly, I haven't been painting as much as I used to either, so I don't hang out as much. I need to prime more. I think that's the biggest reason why I haven't been painting, is my airbrushes have all been broken. So I haven't been able to prime. Okay, so that's sketchy as heck, but that's okay, because I'm gonna paint the edges. you know, and I'm gonna say this right now, I might be doing this completely wrong, but if it's gonna look cool, I'll be okay with it. Some artistic license. All right, now I'm gonna take that red. Hopefully things are dry enough. And I'm gonna, again, with my little sketchiness, go over the same spots that had the reflection. See? That feels reflective to me. That white underneath there, the canvas, that's what's giving our brightness. And the fact that I'm using a skin tone and not white, that's why it's able to retain its redness as opposed to being pink. Right, that arm is way more red than this one. But of course, we haven't done. Oh, we get a follow? Oh, Trillian just subscribed. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Look at this huge list of subscribers. There we go. It's okay if you're late, Trillian. Real life, I understand. Yeah, gagged alone, it will, we're gonna tone it down when we get our shadows back in it. We need it to be bright to start, and then you always highlight up and then shade down. So you'll see when it's really bright right now, but we're gonna take it down. See, yeah, you're right, it's way brighter than the rest. But then, watch this. Go there with our Arbuckles Brown, and we're gonna glaze again. Not as much. See how we can glaze? Right here. Pulling back my highlights a little bit where I'm controlling where they go. It's already getting better. And when we put the other highlights on, it'll get even better than that. See? Fast. I like this technique because it is fast and a little bit sketchy, but end result is very cool looking. See? And just be brave. Just be brave. Oops. See, now I killed that. That was supposed to be bright red, not the Arbuckles Brown. There we go. Bring it back. So we got it very much close to the values of the rest, right? And then this, like I said, this whole spot is going to lean toward a darker value in general. Let's get the blue in here. We can be, like I said, we can be heavier with the blue than we were. The blue is going to make it even darker. Okay. side's gonna be a little bit better, a little bit more dark. I'm treating the blue like a dark liner. Spots is going to be. That seem better? With that. Getting there. Yes. Oh, I'm ready for a relaxing weekend, Val Thorne. Miss Half Damage says, I love watching you paint. It inspires me as well as educating. Good. You know, I just was reading about how you don't have the Myers-Briggs personality types. It turns out that I'm an ENFP. Let me write that down. ENFP. What does that stand for? That's like extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. And the types of people that ENFPs are, we're extremely good at motivating other people. And we love other people too. And I really do. I think people are probably my favorite. I don't know. I'm just fascinated by how people are. Anybody who's from another country who knows me very well knows that I am just fascinated by other cultures, other languages. I'm always interested in learning about, you know, the differences between us and the similarities. But yeah, motivating people and inspiring people is a huge reason why I do what I do. Any of these little tiny lines here, those are definitely going to be bright, right? Because the light's going to catch on that edge. So I don't know anything about any of the other Myers-Briggs, but I know that my husband is, and I don't think he's intuitive. I think whatever the opposite of intuitive is, logical or something like that. But we're like so opposite. And it causes problems because he's a planner and he's logical, and I'm not a planner. I'm more spontaneous and expressive and creative, and he is, but you know, we balance each other really well. Okay, little bits of, see how the highlights are getting smaller and smaller as, ooh, you see how my brush split just like that? I'm actually using that split to my advantage to make my nice little baby highlights. Glasses. Dalton says that you had a class taught by Brian from Scale 75 Monday night. It was one of the best classes you'd ever had. Brian actually taught? I didn't know that. That's awesome. I've been to other classes from Brian, but he didn't teach. He just brought in Julio Cabos, who's fantastic. Jaco says, good tip. I've been wondering how to get good red highlights on some of mine. You gotta let it dry in between. You can also use red ink too. I'm not gonna do that in this guy because I don't know if that's the direction I want to go with him yet or not. I kind of want his armor to look like crusty, dirty scabs, not shiny red armor, so that's why I'm not going over it with the ink. yeah, we're getting there. We're getting the shiny dings now. Really got their Gen Con badges. Awesome. You got a VAG. Oh man, I'm jealous. If I might have to hit you up to like stop over there. I need to. I'm gonna be waiting in line forever. Last year, one of my buddies had a vendor badge and was able to grab me some stuff so that I didn't miss out, which I was extremely grateful for. All right, okay, now I need to slow down. Take a breath, slow. There's lots of little spots in here. I need to paint my edges. Slow, slow, slow. Got a follower, I think. Oh, no, another subscriber, Protomaker. Thank you so much. Mad love, Protomaker. 10 months. 10 feels like, yeah, so Protomaker's my husband, if anybody didn't already know that, and it's awesome that he subscribes. And we've been together for nearly 12 years now. Pretty awesome. All right. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same kind of glazing it back just a slight amount, not as much, with this red. And now it tames it, right? Here's the thing. Let's do a little purple over here because I see where I could use shadow, drop shadow right there, giving myself. I want that to look like a lip. Okay, now it looks like it is. It's funny when I paint in my shadows, sometimes it feels like almost like I'm sculpting because I'm carving out my edges and my darks and the areas that I want. We're going to paint in some dark shadows in here too. There's arm. See how this is all starting now? We need the white, or let's use the pale skin. This will be, it won't be our final highlight. It'll be our second to final highlight because we're going to do white as our final highlight. Yay. Thank you, Jamie. Just let me know what you need to. Okay, I will. I'll just have to throw some money at you. So nice. That highlight was a little bit too bright right there, so I kicked it down a little bit. Look at this. He's getting there, isn't he? Now, this is the pale skin. Again, the highlights need to keep getting smaller, and we're going to do less of them. So the spots that have the brightest little ding, the spots where the light is concentrating. And the apexes of things, like that. See, that made a big, that brought it all into focus, didn't it? bit of his head. And let's do this back part. Not as much back here because, again, most of the light is centered. Smaller highlights. And I'm going to do the little sketchy line work here with the pale skin because it looks like it was starting to get a little pink on me. I didn't want it to be pink. Whole edge needs to have a highlight because even though it's shadowed here, it needs something. See that? There. Now, see the contrast. Needs the contrast. It's so difficult for me to slow down. Okay. And the edge. All right, that's probably, I need to go back over that whole arm right here. See how messed up that looks? Fix it. That's the trouble with non-metallic metal, is that it's difficult to get to where it looks good all the way around. There's a lot of artists that you can do that forced 2D kind of look, but it can be so hard to get the rest. Okay, you need to let that dry and chit chat. Chocolate and culture. Yes, I love chocolate. Dragon Knight says, I'm going to spend my weekend working on my show model railway layout. Awesome. Dragon Knight, did you get into Twitch via the railroad stuff, or did you get into it from like modeling and like gaming? I'm curious. I think we're ready to work on some of these little, what are these called? Does anybody know what the names of these? They go on his sides. They hang off the sides of him. I'm gonna actually click this off. I don't want to break it. There we go. Paint that. Anybody know what those are called? Drapes? That works. It's really, that's true. Grendler says the only thing with NMM is that it's NMM. That is absolutely true, Grendler. I 100% agree with you there. NMM is just tricky, period. All right, how is this going on? There we go. Oh, wow. See, that is why I didn't want to paint up into his boots and stuff, because I didn't know how that, let me pull that down. I didn't know how the light was going to hit all that. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's put the glue on this end. Okay. Hold that there. Drapes, curtains, tapestries, hip swag, side skirts, coat tails. That works too. He's so cool. Oh, I scratched it a little bit right there. All right, I'm gonna just put a little Insta-Set so that way I don't get my paint into the super glue. There we go. I kind of like hip swag. Hip swag works. See why that's all dark? There's no reason to have a lot of light back there. It's mostly dark. Look at the depth. All right, where's the other one? This one. That's a little area that I had it glued. Look at this. Woo! Jumping off my fingers. That one, it goes back further, right there. Okay. Yep. All right, I'm gonna glue that. Do 1,000. Awesome, look at that, it's so cool. All right, I just found a whole area right here. Can you guys see this? It's not painted. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of blue and purple right here. Lovely thing about, there's a lot of not painted stuff that I'm gonna have to work on back here. Like I got lazy. Me lazy? Never. Who would say something? Actually, I'm always lazy. It's a big reason why I'm not so great with competition painting is because I get lazy. When it's my own stuff, I don't know why it is. Other people's stuff, I can pick at it forever and ever and ever, but with my own stuff, I get really impatient. Okay, now remember this whole rest of that back is going to get covered by this. Fix that up in there. Oh, you know what? I should have done that before I put on. I should have put that on before I put on his arm, huh? Maybe I can. Work. I might have to take his arm off, guys. Might be too late. Too late. It's not a back. It's definitely a cape. I don't think it goes here. I guess it could, but I don't think so. Because this back is too boring. Well, phooey. I can trim it maybe a tiny bit. Let's try that. We're gonna risk it. Yes. I think trimming it is going to be the solution. Has anybody ever had to do that before? Thankfully it's soft resin and not metal. Holy cow, can you imagine if it was metal? There we go. Almost there. Okay. I'm not gonna Not gonna glue that on yet because we gotta paint the sides first. But Kate, but he who said that? That's hilarious. Booty Kate, yes. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. It's Friday. We're all ready to go home, aren't we? We're not already home. There we go. Trim, trim, trim. Much, much better. Ah. There we go. Okay. We'll fix this. We're gonna paint this with a bigger brush. Got this kind of not a good brush. Use this one. With the magenta and with the this is with the magenta and the blue. I'm going to use a little bit more blue. I'm way up there. Why am I way up there? And I'm just going to play with the resin 3D printer. That's cool. You print resin with the 3D printer? I didn't know that. I guess I knew that you could do that, but I haven't seen it. Awesome. All right, now I'm adding water. Water and not paint, as I'm thinning it down the model. In a watercolor, this would be called a gradiated wash, but it's not called a wash. So now I'm adding more water. See how it's thinning itself down the model. Add a little bit more water. Getting there. There's a guideline right there. A bit. And now I'm going to paint in a few shadows in between my green highlights. That. And again with the water going this way this time. Hopefully I won't get any side marks. Dragon says it's almost 10 p.m. Oh, that's right. And the party started 2 hours ago. Nice. You're already into your weekend almost, huh? Got really dark there. I like that a lot. Okay, go ahead and finish. I'm going to paint this blue. Cover that up. And I'm going to let that dry. Lillian wants to go out. She's been stuck at home for over a week with a cold. Oh no. Coughing makes painting really exciting. Yes, I bet. All right, so now I'm going to mix the Arbuckles Brown, which is the satiny, more satiny color, with the blood red to get my highlights from my clothing here and cover up that little scratch that I've got. Most of this is just layering, in a sense. Wet blending, layering. Since it's all cloth. Ooh, I just realized I stuck my finger in that one. I will highlight up with the red. this. And then we'll glaze it back down with a little bit of the Arbuckle Brown after it's more dry. You see what I'm doing better than I can see what I'm doing because the light is really bright over my overhead. Tigress Dark, how are you? Haven't seen you in ages. What's been going on? You got your wet palette? I'm still waiting on mine. I know a bunch of people got their wet palettes this week from the Redgrass Games Kickstarter. Awesome. Now you guys will all see what I've been talking about for so long. Okay. Get some more of these highlights as well. Remember, the light is coming from this side, so this side is going to be lighter. It's going to have more reds, more reds than the other side. Especially right here. I keep coming back to it. Add another little layer of red. Let it dry, come back to it, add another little layer, so on and so on. I really do think that this scale is probably where I'm happiest, probably because I can see it really well. Good scale. The older you get, I think the more you might gravitate toward busts and larger scale minis, just to help your poor eyes. Right now on this side, I'm going to take a little bit of this peach color. I want this to be a lot smoother. It's smudgy right now, but we'll go over it with the red. Look at that contrast. Really want this this red is going to be the one we're going to put the ink on, which you'll get to see the difference. I mean, it's going to be hopefully not too jarring. See, that's too much. That's too wet. I should have let it dry a little bit longer. That's my impatience coming back at me. All right, fill out, Shosh. You were partied out 4 hours ago, Luminous. Difficult patience today, aw. Yeah, I understand. Right now I'm gonna mix a little field gray with a little bit of Merm green. The Merm green has pigment in it, but it's too dark, and this is light enough, but it's not bright enough. It's too desaturated, so that's why I'm mixing them together to get the color that I like. Your wet palette's showing up on the 9th. Okay, maybe that's when mine will be here too. Oh my gosh, Dragon, my space is a mess. You should see it. Okay, so this is the Merm green and the other field gray as well. And there are a lot of brush marks and stuff I'm trying to smooth out. You can add a little bit of field gray to that. Field gray is nice and opaque. Sometimes I turn stuff upside down just because I can't always see where the highlights are, right? So now I turn it upside down, I can see there's a big ridge right here that I missed. Because I want it to be a green cloak, not a blue cloak. Hi, Storm Phoenix. How are you? It's been a while. We've got all kinds of oldies but goodies coming in here who I haven't seen in a while. I love it when you guys come to my stream, and I miss you when you don't come. Samra says, what am I using to increase the work time on my paints? Just water right now. I also live in Illinois, which is pretty humid, so it doesn't, but I'll show you this is what I have. Hold on, where did I put it? This is what I use in general to increase the work time. What this is a Pentel watercolor brush pen. You can get all of these things there's a box down below in my profile called Shoshi Recommends. And this is a brush pen with 50% water and 50% drying retarder. And I happen to use this because it comes in an absolutely huge bottle. Saks True Flow drying retarder, 50% water, 50%. And when I put it on the mini, like this, it will 100% increase the drying time, which will be nice, because then I can get rid of my little brush strokes all over the place, right? If I don't end up making more of them by accident. Yeah, that works. So that's what I do, increase the dry time. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to hit just the top highlights only. Nichols59, thank you so much for the follow. We're close, guys. 5 people. Or 4 possibly, depending on how much that thing updates itself. N-I-C-K-E-L-S, sorry. And Nichols59. Welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the follow. Give some hype, some mad love for all of the new followers. Nixon Minis. Oh wait, oh, I've added you the wrong column. That's okay. You put follower right here. If you want to subscribe, feel free. We'll put you in the subscriber column also. But we've got David Insomniart, which followed earlier today. I think I've been writing everybody down in the same column. Possibly most, yeah, I think so. That's okay. Samris, thank you for the follow. We'll just put everybody in the same column. There, maybe one day you'll love me enough to subscribe. So. All right, go back to this. I was using the this pale skin, this for my highlight, and mixing it with my green. It makes a nice, it actually kind of reads as, well, it reads as a lighter green, I think. Just put it down the center of that. See how bright that is? That's nice and bright. And because of that drying retarder that's on there, it's not chalky either. Or that's my hope anyway. Drying retarder really helps with chalkiness. Yeah. Just trying to hit the apex of that fold enough. Drying retarder does, it really slows things down. Look at that. That help? That helps a lot, doesn't it? Smooth out the sides. Who would have known that this would have been a flesh tone, right? You wouldn't normally think, oh, well, I'll highlight with my flesh tone. But if you just think in terms, don't think in terms of colors, think in terms of this is my light color and this is my dark color. And these are the only colors that I'm going to use on my palette. It becomes a more limited palette and easier to mix colors. These are the same colors I've been using on almost the entire mini except for the metals. There's my red, my burgundy, my blue, my green, light skin, and pale skin. And then a little white and maybe a little yellow, but for the most part, that's it. Glasses on. So, In the Mood says he has a question for me. Yep, everybody, yeah, use @Shoshi's Minis at the beginning so that I can catch it. What's my favorite model from Kingdom Death? Oh my gosh, I missed a whole bunch of questions. Wow, you've got a lot going on, Dragon. You probably would get along great with my husband. He's got 3D printer and drones also. Brilliant says, do I recommend transferring Citadel paints to bottles? You struggle with them drying out. I don't recommend it because it's a hassle, but I do think it can help with the drying out process. If it'll keep them from drying out less. So if I transferred all of my washes and all my P3s to bottles, and I feel like it's going to help. Let's see. My favorite knight from Kingdom Death. Right now, this guy. Oh my gosh, look at him. Hold on. Look at this guy. Raw. I mean, I also like the Dung Beetle Knight. I think that's my favorite knight. But if you didn't know, I collect the knights, so I really do like all of them. Just about everybody suggests transferring them, and Tiger Stark says she hasn't herself because she just pulls what she needs on her palette and then closes the pots. But I spill. That's the other thing. The washes are the things I 100% recommend. These. Oops. There we go. These washes, put those in the pots instantly because I spill those like all the time. And then let's see. You got your follow, Samers. Thank you again. Flower Knight is very cool. What is everybody else's favorite knight from Kingdom Death? What do you guys think? Do you have a favorite? Yes, Silvernail, I see you. Welcome, hello. That's another person I haven't seen in some time. So, how is school going, Silvernail? Are you all done for the summer? Are you all done and on summer break now? Yeah, I got a teenager, like I hired a 15-year-old girl, and she does a lot of like busy work stuff for me, and I got her to do all of my bottling, which was huge weight off my back. Oh, there's a big cat hair. That's been a while. We haven't had a cat hair in a while. That. All right. We're painting right here the red again because it looks like it got all kind of chalky and streaky on me. Shall we do a little ink on here? I'm worried my ink might be a little too. Let's add a little bit of this red intensity red to the mix. I'm going to add it directly to my paint after I unplug the bottle. Hold on. I hurt my shoulder today. I actually fell down the stairs. It was really scary. I was wearing these slippers, and there we go. I put it on my dry palette for now, because if I put ink on the palette, it'll just go right through and into my sponge. Okay, so let's get a little red ink, add it to my blood red. See if this makes any difference. Oh yeah, big time. But yeah, I like bent my toes back, everything. It was crazy. That's really too red, isn't it? That's okay. We'll thin it out over the model, and we can always come back and add it, make it darker. Feels really red, doesn't it? This is just plain ink over that paint that's already there. I don't mind. I think it's good. Let's try it over this side. This is again the red ink. That's pretty. I like that. Let's go a little bit of burgundy in the spots, because this whole shield is going to be like pretty much from here to here. It's going to be shadowed by the shield. And then a little bit of burgundy in here as well. I get it the right amount of smooth. So we go up a little bit more. Hey, Hungarian Devil, how's it going? You like the monk? Thank you so much. Win Lamunas, I appreciate that. Flickster says it's worth it to transfer your paints to bottles. So maybe you can hire a teenager. If you have a teenager at home, maybe you can get them to do it. I don't know. It wasn't worth my time. I had too much to do, so that's why I had somebody else do the dirty work. But it was very much appreciated once it was all done. I like that red. I definitely want this whole thing a little bit more on the red end. This is where I feel like I'm getting in the zone again, guys. Makes it hard to talk. Makes it good for the painting, bad for the streaming. be in the zone. Have you guys ever watched a streamer where they're just like not paying attention to chat whatsoever, like me right now? 3 followers to go. Oh my gosh, guys, tell your friends, share the stream or host me so that people see that we're streaming, and maybe we'll get some new followers. 3 people, it's worth it, right? Crazy. I mean, if you would have told me that I have 3,000 followers, I mean, that's a lot of people to have streaming and watching you. I know that you guys don't all watch me at the same time, but have people that would be interested in watching enough to follow is awesome. I'm just going back and forth with my burgundy and my red, kind of pretty much wet blending into here, because wet blending is time saving. Good, because I get impatient. I'm just going over the apexes of all the folds with the darker, or with the brighter red, and with the darker red I'm coming back and highlighting, or sorry, not highlighting, shading. So red ink. The red ink also smooths things. It makes things kind of evens things out a lot. Boom, boom, boom. It's really happening. I'm going to keep all that back there real dark. Camera says those have got to be really thin. I'm terrified to cover. Oh, you know what? So because I'm using a wet palette. Look at this, how thin stuff gets. Every time I dip my brush in the water, I've got water on my brush, and then I put it on the wet, and yeah, it gets pretty thin. And then I can just, you know, paint. I'm also used to be a watercolorist, and so I tend to paint like a watercolorist, you know, washy and, you know, throwing paint around. But I don't usually get scared to put too much paint on. I think it is because I do paint pretty thinly. All right, so I'm not getting the vividness that I want. That's where I have to use a little bit of this. Arrogant Devil, thank you so much for the follow. We're putting everybody's name in the same pile today, even though that, because I miss. Let's see, we're gonna put it right here. Devil, here we go. Woo, thank you so much. And I'm just thinning with water. You can't control the paint when it's thin as I'm using. It just runs off the surfaces. This is what you gotta do. Storm Phoenix, keep a paper. See how this is covered with paint? That's because I'm controlling. See, when I've got a lot of paint on my brush like that, dab it, and then it usually has just the right amount. Same thing, so I put if I've got too much paint, see how I have a lot of paint there and it can just run everywhere? Dab it, and then I can control. That's the trick. Keep a paper towel. So now I can do all kinds of cool. All right, this is the part where I want to adding my highlight in. This is the sketching part, right? what I'll end up doing is having this whole spot see, I'm adding my white in here. It's really bright, but we're going to kick it back down with the red. But we have to have that underneath it before we do that. All right, is that dry? That looks dry. All right, now we go back with the red and a little bit of the ink. Red and ink, so it'll be nice and bright. See how much difference that makes? It'll take you a whole lot less time than going, you know, glazing over the darker color forever. Both techniques work. I'm just impatient as hell. There's my dark again, my burgundy. Back with my red. See that? Doesn't that look beautiful? Where do I get the empty dropper bottles from? So, shoot, I don't think I have it on my Shoki Recommends, but there is a company that sells bottles. If you give me a minute, I can look it up for you. I'll tell you where I got it from. US Plastic Corp. That is where I got mine. And let's see. Yeah, US Plastic Corp. I don't have the, shoot. I'll tell you what the item number is. Boston Round Bottle. Item number 66532. Okay, I'm going to cut and copy this into chat for you guys. So it's US 4, and then that's where I got the bottles from, and then here's the item number that I got. And you can order those in bulk, and they were really good price. I just got a ton because I just know that I'm going to use so much paint over the years. Hopefully that will help you. Yep, and they are 15 millimeter and they fit perfect in my paint rack that I have. Once I have that bright, vivid red up there like that, I can go in with my burgundy and I can blend it so that it's smooth. Very pretty. That's going to dry. Need to add a little tiny bit more red right here. Wet blending. I've got so much red on the back of him, and I don't have it on the front, that I'm thinking that doesn't look quite right. I'm hoping that'll dry a little matte. You can always add a little bit more of the blood red. That'll mattify it because the blood red doesn't have that shine to it. All right, now, see what happens when I add this cape. Yep, that's totally fine. Glue, glue, glue. Stick that in here. I'm gonna hold that on while I talk to you. That's good. I'm glad you learned that. I'm glad you guys like this stream. I like you too. Do I still have tutorial vids? You could do like an advanced version of Dungeon. I don't do videos. I just do these streams and I upload them because I stink at video editing, and I'm honestly not too interested in getting better at it either. There are so many people out there that are, you know, like Miniac, and you know, there's people who make videos. What's his name? Barasto. He's awesome. I love him. People who make videos all the time, and you know, I personally would rather get better at painting than I would at video editing. So I'm gonna focus my energies in that. Not only that, but really, like, for the amount of time and effort that goes into things, the payoff for making videos is just, I mean, I don't get paid for it. So that's why I do the Twitch, because at least there's, you know, people subscribe and stuff, and that's nice. So I'm using my time as well as not losing money either. Because I don't do the Twitch for money, but I want to be able to still afford to be able to help people. Woo! He did a somersault. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense and doesn't sound awful. I'm going to put just a little Bondic up here. Where is the Bondic? There it is. Because I feel like the transition for his cape is really awkward right there. There, and I'm going to cure that with this light. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And now I can paint that because I believe that's cured. Let me just turn this little light on real quick and make sure. The amount of subscribers that you have to have on YouTube to make it worth doing video editing at such a high quality is kind of a lot. Could I explain my Flower Witch skin tone in like 2 minutes? I guess I'm not sure what you mean, Silver Nail, because I explain it in the video. What do you need? So like, what? It's basically Verdaccio. And you use the green. The color theory behind it is that, wait, I've got my face. You're not even seeing what I'm doing. There we go. I did the Bondic. Verdaccio is an old master's portraiture technique. I guess my answer is no, I can't explain it in 2 minutes. It's one of those things where you're gonna have to either watch me do it or you're gonna have to go watch the video, because I'm pretty sure I explain it in that. So, hey Artie Volv. Aw, that's nice of you to take her out. Let's see. Camera says, now can this only be done with translucent colors like reds and yellows, or can it be done with the more opaque colors like blues and greens? I think you could still do it with blues and greens. You've got greens. Aw, Misfits Friends 316. Blues and green. Blue. I actually love painting greens, and I do the same thing when I do it. Misfits. Fiend 316. Welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Look at this, guys. 2 followers away from our party stream. And we're also very close to being done with this guy, right? So we glue on his hand so that at least it's on. I feel like I will. I don't think we're gonna have time to do this sword hand. Trying to see how this is gonna fit in here. There we go, right like that. All right, I'm gonna glue it. Boom. Arrogant Devil says, Shoshi, when painting in sub-assemblies like this, do you need to do anything in particular to make sure the glue doesn't show after sticking the pieces together? I guess I'm about to see the answer. Yeah. What I usually do is I'll paint over the glue after I put, usually I use the Instaset, and that helps me make sure that, see, the Instaset will dry the glue quicker so that I'm not having to worry about putting my brush into super glue, that it might mess up my brush. Yes, he's so sassy. Look at him. How he looks from the profile. We're gonna do the sword in metallic metals to be that much more badass. I'm going to finish this arm though. I noticed there's a whole bunch of little details, like his little Aries symbol. We've got tinny, this is smoky ink, not tinny tin. I need my tinny tin. And of course it jumps off my desk right when I need it. Game color, game color. It's always like also, I'm like looking right at it and I don't see it. That's what always happens. Here it is. Boom. Tinny tin. Silver nail, just a quick version, like base green. Silver nail, yeah, it's too many steps to be able to do that. It's not a quick skin tone technique, I don't think. And it's also one of those techniques that's better when I have a mini that I'm actually working on that in the video. I can show you. So Aries. Right. I'm looking at this and I see, I think I'm going to use greens on the bandages, and then we'll do, the hilt will be the bronzy color that's on the shield, as well as the tang. Is that what this crossbar? Maybe crossbar, that's what it's called? That's right, crossbar. Whole part is going to be the tinny tin. All of the cloth, I'm going to keep that green. I think that worked out really nice. when we first did we looked up, what did we look up? Aries color schemes, and we found this, and it had reds and greens. And the chat actually were the ones that picked the color scheme, which I was really kind of excited about because it's different. Here we go. Alrighty. It's interesting that there's this weird spike right here, but it's not on the other side. I don't know. That's an interesting aesthetic choice. Like maybe the sculptor forgot to sculpt another one. I don't know. Or, oh, you know what? I think this spike is for disarming. I bet. I don't know. But yeah, as far as yeah, I just paint over the parts that had the super glue with the darker color if need be, or for the most part it's not going to show. Do this this whole band right here is going to be this. Actually, let's start with the blue and we'll highlight up to green. Let me make that darker. Base shade layer highlight done. Don't get me wrong, I get good results with it, but it's proving to be a barrier to getting better. Yeah, Storm Phoenix, it's more like base, 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 next base. I would say actually shade, base, highlight, highlight, kick it back down to the base, highlight again. It's like multiple highlights. That's when you start getting your nuances. If you just relegate yourself to steps, then you're not going to be painting to the model. You're just going to be painting your recipe. Every model should be different, you know? Like this guy, his reds are very muted and kind of dry looking, right? But it gives him a depth and a darkness that I wouldn't have if I used my normal red recipe, right? And it is time. Oh my gosh, guys, we only need one more follower. Somebody go get your friend to follow. And that way we can have our next stream be our party stream. We need one more. Somebody. All right, let's see. I don't want to miss anybody's questions. Does anybody have any other questions, sub-assemblies? I missed a whole bunch of chat. All right, but it is time to look for somebody to host right now. And let's see who is on. Baka TV is on. You guys, I love this guy so much. He is a German DJ. I host him a lot. So we're gonna give him some mad love. There is my Aries night. I'm gonna finish this sword probably off stream and post some pictures for you. But thank you. I want you guys to really dig this DJ guy. We're gonna give him mad love like this. We're gonna copy paste. There we go, copy paste that. Come back and see me. We're gonna, hopefully if somebody follows me before the end of Monday, which I'm sure we'll have somebody, then we'll go ahead and have our party stream on Monday.
Watch your clothes, and when I'm through, I might have it go. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures.
There we go. Is that gonna work? I think I messed up. Let's see. Okay, we're ready. We're gonna rate him.
Hear all the say, watch real closely, enjoy your stay.
Lovely,
You'll see me paint.
lovely night. Goodbye, guys. He's waving goodbye with his sword.
Like it, giving my love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Sure she can. Enter my world, watch your glow.